Hi, Stampers. This is Sandy Harka. We are here at September the 9th at 7 o'clock for our Stamp and Go. Tonight, we are going to be using the Beautiful Pumpkins bundle, which is totally awesome. I love these pumpkins, and they're two-step photopolymer, so they're easy to use too. If you would like a card kit to make two of each of the three cards we're making tonight, just place your order using the link below for my store. And for $35, you'll get a set of two of each of the cards. And if you place an order for 50, you'll get that. Plus, you'll get a set of the embellishments to go with it. Okay. If you would please like and share and subscribe if you enjoy this evening, I would very much appreciate that. Okay, let's get started. All right, this is the set that we're using. As I mentioned, it is a two-step stamp, so you can overlay colors and get a beautiful result from that. This is the set of dies, which of course cuts out your pumpkins and some little accessories to go along with it. This is our first card for this evening, and so we're going to work on that pumpkin first. So as I mentioned, there are two pumpkins. And this one is we'll call this the solid. And then after we stamp the solid, we'll stamp the overlay, and that's what this one is. Okay. So first we are going to stamp the peach. So our solid pumpkin is going to be stamped in peach. Okay. So you know what? I am going to grab a foam mat because this is photopolymer and it is a large solid one. Anytime you have a large solid photopolymer, it's a good idea to use your mat. Okay, so we're going to hover over the die cut, press down, and that's pretty just by itself, right? Okay, if you we're going to be using these pumpkins a couple of times, so I'm just going to clean them off as we go. And then the next one is pumpkin pie, and we're going to be stamping the overlay in pumpkin pie. Okay, so this again is our overlay. We're going to ink that up just like that and overlay it on what we just stamped, just like that. Now, isn't that pretty? You get that nice graded coloring. And because you can see through these things, it makes it really easy for you to get that just right. All right, we're going to lay that over to the side. And let me keep that foam mat nearby. Close up our pumpkin pie because we're going to need that again. Now, the next layer that's going on will be the pumpkin pie. But as you can see, we have gently shaded that in, and we're going to be using Cajun Craze with our blending brush to get that pretty coloring in there. So roll your brush around on your ink pad, circular motions before you lay it down. I'm going to get the ends just a little bit darker, I think, than maybe some of the middle parts. But having that pumpkin pie, starting with your pumpkin pie already coloring instead of starting with a white piece of paper, will reduce the amount of time you have to spend coloring this in. So I just wanted a little bit of interest. It was kind of blah with just the pumpkin pie. But then when you add just a little bit of color like that, it just makes it pop. All righty, so we've got our pumpkin, we've got our background. So let's grab the card base, which is vanilla, opens at the bottom. And then the next layer that goes on is the exposed brick. You'll find that I use this a ton, and that is because it's one of those great backgrounds that gives you texture but stays in the background. It doesn't jump out at you. Some of those designs jump out, and that's fine because they're very pretty for what you use them for. But in a case like this, we don't want it to jump out. We want it to stay back there, but still give us a little bit of texture. All right, the next piece that's going on is this pretty piece of pumpkin that we have colored in a bit with our Cajun. And that's just going to go right here in the middle. So top to bottom, side to side, centered. Okay. We're going to pop on then the pumpkin, a little bit of glue back there. And we're going to come over maybe about 3/4 of an inch right there. Press that down. Then one of the dies gives us this nice, pretty little 3D kind of stem. So we're going to put a little glue on the back side, come right here in the center and nail that down. Then we have a couple of pretty little swirly things here. Now I'm going to put the small one on right now, and that's going to go right up here near the stem. But before I put the other one on, let's pull in the label, which is our peach pie. And we are using espresso, early espresso. And the greeting is so grateful to have a friend like you. Ink that up, hover over it just like that, and rock it slightly to get the top and bottom of all of those letters. Cover up our ink so we don't get into it. Now we're going to bring back our card, put a little bit of glue on the back side, and we're going to overlay the pumpkin just slightly and leave about 1/4 of an inch down here. Press and hold for a second. Now we can grab the long piece of leaves and swirlies. I just think these swirlies just add so much to it. I just love playing with those. All right, there we go. So we're going to start over here at the edge of the pumpkin, and then that's going to kind of curl around, and it does a little bit of it will hit your greeting. Okay, press that down and hold it. Nice. Okay, last but by no means least, because you know me, I absolutely adore the sparkles. So for this one, we're using the low profile sparkle dots. I'm using the green ones here in the center. I believe those were called mossy. So one large one here, another large one up here on the pumpkin, and then we're going to nab a small one, and see it's on my finger there. We're just going to leave it there, and that's going to come right down here. When something works out, we just leave it alone, right? Okay, that is our card number 1. I hope you enjoy that. I'm going to pop on the glue. Now, if you are enjoying the classes, we have classes every weekend on Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you live. You can get that information on my blog, sandylovesstamping.com, or you can join my mailing list, and the link for that's right below. So you can join that, and you'll be getting emails showing you the cards and describing the classes. All right, here is card number 2. So let's work on the pumpkin first. Let me get this out of the way so I can lay it this way. We are going to grab our pumpkin, and this is in lemon lolly. So we're going to grab, I'm sorry, not lemon lolly, it's daffodil. I'm going to grab my daffodil ink, and I'm looking for my solid pumpkin. And we are going to stamp first with daffodil right here. Okay, so we're going to do color on color. All right, scoot that out of the way so I can see. And stamp and press. Nice. Okay, lay that over to the side, and I'm going to nab back the piece that we had previously. And we are going to grab the detailed one, the overlay that looks like this. And we're going to ink that up with peach. See if I can get that straight in there. Hover over it and stamp. Now, these are stamps that you really don't have to be perfect to get a pretty image. So if it doesn't turn out or you're off a little bit, it's still okay because nobody but you will probably recognize that. Okay, let's lay that over to the side. And let's see, we're going to grab our greeting here. The greeting will go on this nice long label. We use Memento, and the greeting says, "Thankful for the small things." All right, we're going to ink that up. We're going to bring it all the way over to the left side and rock it slightly. Gets those tops and bottoms of the letters. Okay. Slide this over, and our stamping then is complete. We're going to grab our card base, which is basic beige, and I'm going to just give that a little scrape just so that it will lay down flat for me. Then our next layer that goes on is the leaves. This is a new folder in the new offering, and again, it's one of those that stays in the background, but still gives you that nice texture. All right, centering that, you still have a little bit of your card base showing all the way around. Now we're going to lay that over to this side and bring your espresso and your designer paper. And is that not just a gorgeous designer paper? I absolutely love that stunning gold that flows through there. It just adds so much to the character. All right, we're going to layer that on top of the espresso. Hold that for a second till it gets a chance to grip. I'm going to flip that to the back side, add a little glue. Now we're going to center it top to bottom and come over from the left side about 3/4 of an inch, and then just press down. Grab your pumpkin, the one that you have just stamped, a little bit of glue there, and we're going to come up about 3/4 of an inch and over to about 1/4 of an inch from the right side there. Nice. Nab the greeting, which looks like this, and add a little bit of glue. I don't know what that is. Okay. And then we're going to add that down here to the bottom. It's going to just slightly overlap your pumpkin, just a tiny bit. Okay. Next thing that will go on is the stem. So again, this is the same stem we used for the first one. Come on. If I squirt it too much, it's all going to fly out, right? Okay, we're coming right down here to that center part, and then we're just going to nail that down. Grab the tiny leaf with the little swirl. Again, a little bit of glue on the back side, and that's going to come right down here towards the left. Now, if you see that a little bit of that glue has squirted through, just grab an old rag, give it a little daub like that, and you're good to go. All right, the last thing that I am looking for here are the low profile dots, and these are the gold looking ones. So we're going to grab one of those, try to get underneath there. There we go. And this is going to come right next to your designer paper. And we're going to use 3 of them in a vertical line right down the side. And that's going to go right there. Nice. All right. Your card is ready for sending. I hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget, if you would like card kits to make 2 of each of these cards, just place your order through my shop, and you will get a set of 2 kits for each card, so a total of 6 for $35. And if your order is $50, then you'll get an extra set of embellishments. All right, let's begin on card number 3, which is your easy card. You usually try to make your last card your easy one in case you're getting a little tired. You will not have a lot of hard work to do. All right, we are going to lay that over to the side and grab our tiny pumpkin. This is the small one. Bring back our mat. And for this one, we are going to be doing the solid one in peach. Okay. Well, let's grab our peach bag, and here's what your solid one looks like. It has that little bitty open space right there. Ink that up, hover over your die cut, and there you go. That is peach. My peach is very juicy, so we are getting a pretty heavy imprint with it. If yours is a little lighter, you may not get quite that much. All right, then the detailed pumpkin, small one, is going to be done in pumpkin pie. So we're going to ink that up, hover over it, just like we did before, rock it slightly, Wow, isn't that gorgeous? And see what little work it required. Yeah, I know. I like things like that, right? All right, lay this over to the side. And we're going to grab our card base, which is vanilla, opens at the bottom. We're going to give that a little scrape there. And then this is a new folder, and you're going to find this very, very useful. It's like a frame. And all this information, I'm going to have all the specifics in your PDF. So when you see that email come through tomorrow, um, grab that PDF because that will have all of your specific information about products and colors and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. We've laid that down and we have a greeting. So let's grab that greeting. And it's going to be the one we used at the beginning. So grateful to have a friend like you. And again, we're using Early Espresso. And we're going to ink that up. Ink, ink, ink. Ooh, got a lot of ink on that one. Let's see. I think that'll work though. Rock it slightly. Yeah, we did get it. Nice. All right. And we are going to nail this right here. And we're going to use just regular glue. All right. And so you'll see there's a little space right here that's die cut out. We're going to use that with other cards for different purposes, but for today, we are just going to nail our greeting right in that space right there. So we came down about 1/8 of an inch and it goes over it just a bit. Okay. All right. Grab your pumpkin and I am going to pop this up. So I'm going to use 2 dimensionals on the back of that. You could probably get away with just one, but I want to make sure that it stays popped up. We're going to take those toppers off. And now this is going to come down just a little bit. So we're going to overlap the greeting a little bit right there, right before the A. All right. And then we have a tiny, and you don't want to lose these. It's real tiny. It's a little stem for the baby pumpkin here. All right. We're going to go right here in this area, right there where that little divot is, and press that down. We have one of the small leaves with the little swirly. Can you tell that I really like that little, I love those swirlies. So this one's going right here. And then we're going to use the big one also. Make sure I get to the back side. So we're going to put a little dot of glue on each of the big leaves there. Turn that, I want it this direction this time. All right, so this little swirl is going to come right here on top of your pumpkin. And then it will just naturally curve around to the right position. Making sure I get that stuck down. Oops. There we go. Actually, it didn't get stuck down, did it? I was afraid I didn't use enough glue on that. I was trying not to get it to come through those little holes. You might want to use glue dots if you want to be real careful to do that. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. I just didn't have enough glue on there. That one's still popping up, isn't it? We may eventually just have to glue dot that puppy down. All right, it looks like it's holding right now. Okay, so the last part is always my favorite part. These are called flower accents. We're going to use a large one right here, and then 2 small ones, one right here, and then the other one up here. Okay. Now, don't forget that you have a week to get your order in, but you might want to just go ahead, get that done so you don't forget it and miss getting your free card kit. And don't forget that we come here the second Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock. And you can either go to my channel or if you're on my email list, you'll get tons of emails with the link in it. Okay? Thanks for joining us. Take care.